Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now, on with the show.
Maybe you're not the worst thing ever.
Welcome to Maybe It's Not the Worst Podcast Ever, a Gallivant podcast. I am your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is...
Martha Southgate.
And...
Olivia Richards.
And...
Rob Southgate! Yeah, you can see why I wasn't cast in this.
We could say that this was the most annoying intro ever.
Well, it clearly is not the best podcast ever, right?
Uh-huh.
We try.
So this is episode 2, which is really episode 3 and 4 of Gallivant.
Right.
Yes.
What are the names of these?
2 balls.
And Comedy Gold.
And you know what? 2 balls can equal comedy gold. So this is perfect comedy.
This should be the lack of 2 balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shall we talk about the eunuch first?
Yes. Why was he calling him eunuch?
Because a eunuch is somebody who's had their twig and berries removed.
Oh.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
And guess what? You know,
I'm going to guess what?
The King Richard said... No, not King Richard, eunuch.
Eunuch, yes.
He said to King Richard, well, for fun, in Valencia, we play with our balls.
Yes. Yes, King Richard found that awfully funny, didn't he?
Not only King Richard.
Yeah.
And then King Richard has everybody line up and take a free shot at the poor man, and he goes up to hug him after, and he says, "Your loss is our gain, and I thank you." And
yeah, very good.
I remind myself that this is a kids show because I'm sitting there, like, this is not for kids, except it is.
Yeah, well, you know what? They really are skating quite a line here. But didn't they have eunuchs in Shrek, too? Didn't they make fun of them in Shrek?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they did, too.
And I'm pretty sure it was on an episode of Sesame Street.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was the untold lesson from Elmo.
That's
my
right.
gosh.
And this is what a eunuch is.
Right. Can you say eunuch? Yeah.
Oh my god.
What did you guys think of Sydneyland?
It was like Disneyland.
Yeah, that was great. That whole that part of the episode. That was the first episode, right? That was 2 balls.
It's still the same one, yeah.
Yeah. So Sydney was that whole thing was hilarious.
Yeah.
I loved how they
The jackass in a tin can.
yeah.
In a
Oh, it's my favorite.
In a metal can, in a fancy.
I loved how they flipped it though, where he had to be the squire, and I thought that it was very clever how they played that whole thing out because he did have the character growth, and Sydney had to come clean. But at the same time, it wasn't like it didn't break the show, which something like that sometimes it changes the characters. It didn't really change them. So I thought that was really funny. You know, as I was watching that episode, I actually started watching it a little differently and started seeing it as almost like a movie. Like the whole thing is just one singular story.
Yeah.
That I think it's just because people aren't really into musicals at the theater anymore that this didn't come out as a movie. But this very well could have been a movie.
Yes, it could have been a movie.
Yes.
You have a lot to say, Mal.
Well, she's been trained.
You're in
you
there.
You can tell. She's like a trained monkey. Yes, Dad.
Yes, Father.
I know.
You're correct.
But Into the Woods is popular right now.
Is it?
Oh yeah, big time.
And that's
with more than Olivia? I said
Yes.
with more than Olivia, it's popular?
It's actually all of my friends have seen it and they just love it. I think it's just the cast and everything about it.
Yeah, we
Lil
want
loves it.
Yeah, Lil loves it. Yeah, we didn't see it yet. But we will. I'm sure we will, right? I'm not seeing that Annie movie, but I'll see Into the Woods.
No.
I'll be taking Molly to see the Annie movie.
Yay!
That looks really good.
Wait, thought we were talking about Gallivant.
We are supposed to be.
Yeah, we're supposed to
A
be.
little sidetracked. So, I thought it was funny when they all thought that Gallivant was the squire, and they
Yeah.
were chasing him around. He handled it very nicely.
Yes.
He had a
my
great
God.
hat too, didn't he?
Uh-huh.
He was so cute in the hat. It just made him cuter to me.
Aww.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go out and get one of those hats, Marth. What do
Oh,
you
it
think?
wouldn't make you cute. It would
No.
just. It's just he's cute in it. Yeah.
No, I put it on and I'd look like the town reject,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't already. But that would be even worse.
True.
Oh my God.
I do have. I'm
You're
actually more
handsome,
like.
Dad.
I'm actually more like the Squire because I do have the painted figurines. So
Yeah.
Yes. We refer to them as guys.
now, how funny did you guys? Yeah, we do. How funny did you think it was that that Sid's parents were Jewish and they did the whole, oh, Bubba,
Oh, you're a mensch.
oh, you're a mensch.
Oh, that was perfect. It just
see
fits
this-
with like the larger than life theme of the show, where you would not be surprised that Sid's parents are like these overbearing, kind of flamboyant Jewish parents.
Yes.
I think it was a missed opportunity. I really needed Mel Brooks to be cast in that role.
Oh yes, he can bring the sacramental wine.
Oh,
Oh,
all right.
Awesome.
That's right. One of you has betrayed us. Judas, do you want the wine? Molly doesn't get that one. Do you get that one?
I'm
No.
just laughing.
Okay, good.
I'm just laughing because you said it.
Yes. Oh, excellent.
Oh, you're so nice.
I've got one fan.
half.
Yeah.
She went half a fan.
Yeah, right.
Just being nice.
Yeah, she wants to eat tonight. So
Yeah, right.
When you guys mentioned the Jackass in a Can song,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they also were singing Dillweed in a Can, which I thought was hysterical.
Dillweed.
Yeah.
No, not dillweed.
Yeah, it was dillweed.
Oh, I thought they said do.
So, what are you about to say?
Oh,
Dillweed.
no, you're not.
You're not about to say it. Just say, we'll edit it out.
Dewey.
What's that?
Dewey? What's a Dewey?
I don't know. I thought it was a bad
I
word.
thought you were about to say weed or something.
No.
All right, now we have to edit that out.
Let me just mark this down. Edit right here.
Yeah. And the one squire looked totally like Ed O'Neill. The
Yeah. What are you doing?
The one squire.
Okay. Yeah, he did look like Ed O'Neill. I thought that whole segment was funny too. And when they were spitting in the wine, and at the end of it, when Gallivant realizes, he's like, I'm the jackass in the metal can.
I know.
He's
Me.
belting it out. I'm the one.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, wow, really. I totally
Yeah, wow, brain freeze.
there it went. Okay.
So, okay, so Olivia, did you
Yes.
did you find this one as funny as the first two? Were you finding yourself more engaged in this? Where were you kind of falling on this?
Oh my gosh. If it was possible to love the show more, it started in this episode. And I think it was the entire
Wow,
arc with
okay.
King Richard. I was dying when he's like auditioning the executioners to get musicians.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Oh
guy
my gosh.
goes solo when he does
Goes, boom.
the grand finale and he's just doing
Big
the death
finish.
march. Oh my god. I was like on the floor.
Yeah, I think that I think you're right. Actually, I think that as much as I loved King Richard in the first two, these two episodes, King Richard just owned it.
Yeah.
Like he's fully realized. He's
I like that
hysterical.
when he was in the comedy gold.
Yeah.
Where Chester wanted just to get out of there, and he's just saying, "Oh yeah," because he didn't want to be killed. He's like, "Yeah, comedy gold."
Yeah.
Comedy
The
gold."
rubber sword when he comes
Oh.
stabbing him with that.
Oh my gosh. That was so funny. And you know, the thing about the king is that he really is he's just fully evolved. Like you sit there and you see him as a character and he's not a caricature.
Right.
Like, he's got
Yeah.
all these layers and you just kind of go, this is just this guy. Like you could totally see this guy existing.
Yeah. Well,
And
I think it's the way he's written. I mean, he's written in such a way like they defined his viewpoint. They don't vary from the viewpoint.
Mhm.
And it makes it so real.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's like, in his mind, he's a great guy. And these things aren't bad things. And he just wants to be loved. Like
Mhm.
everything he does goes towards the same end results. Yet when you hear about what he's done to other people in the past, it's horrible. Like when he burned all the crops, and then they're
He's
like,
I kept some vegetables for myself. He's like, oh, like, oh, how clever of me.
right? He burns them. He goes, if you can't have them, I can't have them.
And then he goes, I can see now where that was, I really didn't think that one through.
Yeah, that probably wasn't the best choice.
Yeah, but
And then the thing about the vegetables, and they're like, remember with the carrots? And he's like, oh, and that's why I chopped down that tree.
that's why I needed the toothpick.
The most important thing to this whole village. And he's like, oh yeah, I needed the toothpick. I got it.
Yeah.
Your thought. Oh my god. And it's like you actually do feel bad for him when you realize that Madalena is having an affair with the court jester, and it's like, watching him slowly realize this is what's been happening.
Well, he did quite slowly. The eunuch
told.
just flat out tells him, and that's when he's like, wait a minute. And then you think he's going to go kill him, and it's the rubber sword. Yeah, it was just too much. I know what's wrong. He can make her laugh.
Yeah.
And actually, that had one of the best lines in it was after they did the Comedy Gold song. And he says, I can finally satisfy her the way you do it. He goes, we really have a strange relationship.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, so funny.
Ollie, what were you going to say about it?
I forgot.
Oh, all right then.
Oh, I remember now.
Okay.
I loved it when the king was like, oh, I just can't. When Madalena's like, why are you down here in her chamber?
Yeah.
She's like, just looking for Peter or whatever the guy's name, the jester's name was.
Oh.
And she's like, who's Peter? And he's like,
Oh, no,
Jester.
Wasn't his name like Kevin?
His name is Steve McKenzie.
Steve
He goes,
McKenzie?
I'm looking for Steve. She says, who's Steve? He goes, the court jester, Steve McKenzie. And I'm like, what is that name? I mean, it's so not a medieval name.
Yeah, that was
Gosh,
great.
it is hysterical. It's so funny.
How about when Gareth told his joke? When he's like, oh, I'm funny.
Oh,
Knock,
and
knock.
it's
Who's
beeps.
there? And then it's just all beeping, and he's like, my mom told me that. That's excellent.
what was that?
That was the voice. I'm doing
Yeah.
impressions.
Yeah.
Let's hear it again.
Okay.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah.
My mom told me that.
That's your Gareth impression?
It's
All right,
better than
what's yours,
yours.
Mom?
Let's hear yours.
I don't have one.
Well, then you can't
Yep.
make fun of him.
Then I win.
At least he tried.
Mine was Comedy Gold.
Yeah. See?
No, it was. Yes. Now comedy gold to me will mean it's not comedy at all.
Okay, perfect. So, Martha, did
Yeah.
you? Now we're still on that first episode.
Okay, I gotta go. Well, we skipped around.
Oh, no, you know what? We can skip around.
Well, wait. There's one scene I want to talk about in the first episode.
Okay.
When he has the town of Valencia come, and he says, "I was hoping for a bigger turnout," and the guy says, "It's all we have left," and he goes, "Oh, 100% turnout, excellent!"
Oh my god.
Right.
I did love that.
Now,
And,
did you
and then
like-
wait, and then the same one where the jester had the one joke after all that, after he worked that whole time supposedly with the queen, and he has the one joke, and the king looks over to Madalena and just goes, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was the funniest when he told the one joke, the "Why did chicken cross the road" joke. Oh, what the hell,
my
man?
god.
But his reaction
Really
to
funny.
Madalena, I almost died when he's like, he just looks at her and he says, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah,
Man.
that was really funny.
Man.
Yeah.
What,
No,
Mom?
I said man.
Oh, I thought you said mom.
No.
Now you're taking the show to a whole other level. It's
Yeah,
awkward.
what happened there?
What?
So, Martha, I was going to ask you, of
Yeah.
the two episodes,
Yeah.
did you prefer one over the other, or is it, in your mind, is it all just one thing?
I think I liked Comedy Gold a little bit better, but it's all one thing. But Comedy Gold to me was really fun. I loved the pirates,
Mhm.
and that whole thing with the pirates was killing me. And oh my gosh, I think the line for me of the entire two episodes is haven't we met before at Lilith Fair?
Oh my gosh.
On the Isle of Lesbos, I almost fell off the couch.
Yeah,
I was
the Lilith Fair joke was the highlight so far of
Yes.
the singular jokes. That was,
That was hysterical.
yeah.
I did have to explain it to Molly, but once I did, she found it very funny.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh,
Well,
yeah.
and
I
right
like
after
the-
that, he wanted to keep when he wanted to keep the purse and he wanted to keep the ladies' things. It's like,
Yes.
why do you want to keep that stuff?
And he doesn't say. He just lets that one go right by.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Mo? Oh, you had something. You know
No.
what?
I keep forget every time.
Oh, okay.
I keep having it, then somebody talks, and then I forget.
I blame Olivia.
Well,
Yes.
And you.
It's all my fault.
Yeah,
It's all Olivia. So now I lost it. What is wrong with us in this
you
episode?
need a little vitamin D, I think.
Yeah. I did love the one pirate who kept yelling "land ho,"
Oh yeah.
Land ho!
and then Gallivant when he goes up and he goes "land ho indeed."
Like he pats him on the back. Land ho indeed.
Yeah, really funny.
How did he know the guy's name? Land ho indeed.
How did they
Carl?
get their ship stuck
Carl?
up there? Carl, yes, it was Carl. How'd they get that ship stuck up there?
I don't know.
Did they say?
No,
Yes.
did they say?
Yes.
Well,
Did they-
you're the one who's watched it 800 times this week. Did they say?
I'm not sure. I thought that was part of the joke is you don't know how they got the ship stuck. You just know that they are land stuck pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah, next to the water. Was
Yeah.
that their song?
No, he says, let's see
Not
here.
for the lords of the sea.
Not exactly. Wait, here.
Not
I-
exactly of the sea.
Okay. Lords of the Sea, just not the actual sea.
Right?
Yes.
And then they had this, he said, and we do sustainable gardening, and then
Yeah.
they sell organic food. I was dying.
Right.
No, and with homemade organic desserts.
There
Right.
you go. They sell them.
Yeah, it's so funny.
We do gardening sustainably, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. I actually loved the pirates. I thought the Sid thing was funny, but the pirate episode, it's funny because we watched it a couple of times, and it was on the second viewing that I actually think I enjoyed the pirate one more.
I did too. Definitely.
Even though they're all, I mean, so far all four of them have been excellent.
Yes.
But the pirates, there's just something about those pirates were killing me, and the Lilith Fair joke and the land ho, I just found it all really funny. I also liked.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I also liked how it started with them singing their song about how they're all getting along, and really, as you're listening to it, you're like, yeah, they're like an old married couple.
Yeah. With Sid.
Yeah,
along
and then
with
she snores like a bear is the best.
Yeah.
I can see how in last episode you said it was Shrek and Donkey and Fiona.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
what
the
we're
snoring thing just made
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
What were you gonna say, Olivia?
Oh, I was just gonna say I absolutely loved Hugh Bonneville as the Pirate King. I just like the last person you would expect to be able to pull this off, and just his role in this was just incredible.
Yeah, I think he really
Agree.
was excellent in this. You know, so far the guest stars have really been fantastic, and I'm really excited. I think it's the next two episodes have Ricky Gervais and Weird Al.
I'm so
Yes.
excited.
And,
Yeah,
and
Weird Al's gonna be awesome.
the Weird Al must be really something special because they have promoted that this whole time.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about how they promoted it, we talked about that in the last episode about how they promoted things. The one thing that they really pushed was the Weird Al thing.
They
So
said,
I think that's going to be
starring
huge.
With Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
Oh, jazz hands.
Jazz hands. Yeah, I have a feeling that we're in for something really special in this next pairing of episodes.
I can't
Yes.
do jazz hands.
No.
Well, that's something you'll have to practice.
Jazz hands.
You and Mom can work on that because
Ow.
your mom is an expert at it.
Oh
Oh.
yeah. That is definitely
Like
true.
high kicking.
Yes.
I had- Olivia, I had a kid, the girl that lived next door to me when we were kids, she told me she used to take high kicking lessons. And I didn't realize till I was an adult that was never a thing. Like you
You
can't
might not
really
have realized that till we were dating.
Well, we were adults when we were dating. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, that's really sad.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot there.
Yeah,
there's
no,
a lot
there
that's
is.
sad, but that was
There
just
was
one.
my
Molly's
favorite one
teasing me
is when
about.
we were dating. I'm going to bring one up, Martha.
Oh no, wait.
When we were dating and we were taking a walk in her neighborhood, because that's what you do when
Is
you're
this
dating.
Pooh Corner?
And we
Okay,
passed this house, and she says, "Oh, we called this Pooh Corner." And then she has a realization that it's because of Winnie the Pooh, and
No.
because their dog took big craps in the yard.
Well, hang on. I didn't realize it until about 3:00 in the morning. And I woke up, I went, oh, it's funny for two reasons.
Yes.
And Rob said, what are you talking about? I said, Pooh Corner. And he goes, what? I said, the dog used to poo all over the corner. And I said, but then there's Winnie the Pooh. Welcome to Pooh Corner. He goes, it took you till now?
Like, it's the kind of thing, like, most people, when they hear the words poo corner and they know the woman has a dog, you get every bit of that joke.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Martha took...
It's about 20 years.
Yeah, about 20 years to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Occasionally that actually happens now, like even now, where she'll say something that she'll be like, oh, they said that to me when I was 6. Oh, I get
That's
it.
what that means. Oh, yeah, I'm a little
Yeah.
slow, apparently.
The dawn of realization.
Oh, God. So,
Yeah,
yes, enough about that. Yeah,
She's going to be in the nursing home and go, oh, 2 balls. I get it.
funny for 2 reasons. Yeah. Mhm. Not just that one reason I thought of all these years.
There's the second one.
She's a little King Richard. Just
Yeah.
a little.
Yes, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant little, like tiny.
Although if she stabbed you with a rubber sword, she'd actually miss and hit you in the eye because that's how
Right.
she rolls.
Oh,
Yeah, someone would get hurt.
So
Someone would be in the infirmary.
Yeah.
yes, for sure. But don't wear the jester's clothes because those are gang colors.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
oh my god, that line.
Aren't gang colors like black?
Why would they be black? No, blue and red, the Bloods and the
Color.
Crips.
Molly Grace, have we taught you nothing in all
What?
these years?
Or are you thinking like gangsters, where they wear the black suits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Want to talk about gangsters?
No, what do they mean by gang colors?
Like, you know what? We'll talk about that off the air. We'll
Absolutely.
fill it in. Mom's got a whole flip book. You know?
I have a whole curriculum on gang.
That's right. The Crips and the No Good, Very Bad, Horrible Day. She'll read you that book.
Oh
It's
my
great.
god. I would read that book.
Yep. Actually, wouldn't it be the Crips in the Hat? Would that be one
Oh,
of them?
Oh, man.
I would want to read a Dr. Seuss book about gang violence. That would be perfect.
Where
Go
they-
Bloods, go.
Oh, this podcast has taken quite a turn here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So,
Really be taking a
let's
picture
see.
of this.
Rob, one of your favorite things that you kept laughing about each time was when the one pirate got put in timeout.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and, okay, once again, talking about Hugh Bonneville, it was his line delivery on that made that joke.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Because that was just the way he said it, the way he like interrupted his thought to go, okay, that's enough. You're just going to timeout. That was so hysterical. And he also had another one that you know, it's funny, I didn't laugh out loud, but I looked forward to it on the second viewing because I find it so funny, which is a weird thing, but it's like, it's one of those jokes that like you don't go, it's hilarious, but you're waiting for it because you know you think it's funny, was the maggots line. When they stopped and like, it's just been a while since you've called us maggots. You know?
Oh.
and then
You've always been maggots in
yeah,
here.
you've always been maggots, and then you hear all the pirates in the background. It's killing me.
Uh-huh.
Killing me,
The
yeah.
pirates were hysterical. They're terrible at being pirates.
Yes.
Yeah.
How is he the pirate king?
Yeah, really
the
bad.
pirate worst king.
Yes. Yes.
Opposed to the pirate
So-
best king.
What would you say has been the best song so far?
I know. Why
What-
did I just raise my hand?
I don't know. It's not a video podcast.
Okay. Guess what it is?
What?
Maybe it's not the worst thing ever.
That's
Yeah.
your favorite so far.
Uh-huh. That's our intro, and it's the name of our podcast.
Yeah, we must like it a little bit. How about you, Olivia? What do
A
you think?
little.
I'm with Molly on this one. That was actually my favorite because it was like the first song that I was really like, oh my god, the show is brilliant. And the other songs have come close, but none of them have quite topped that song.
Yeah. Martha?
I agree.
All right, it's unanimous. That doesn't usually happen, but yeah, so far that's the standout song. But another thing that I noticed, I don't know if you guys like. I've read a lot of film history books and that, and stuff about old movies. And one of the things that they always talked about with musicals was they would strive so hard to have memorable songs and strive so hard to get. They're like, if we can get one really solid hit, it's going to draw people in. And that's something here. Like, they have the songs that I would say, I'm going to call them throwaways, even though they're entertaining.
Uh-huh.
But they've had in 4 episodes, in what would that be? Like, it's technically like an hour and 20 minutes of TV so far. They've had like 4 full-on songs that will probably end up being memorable. Like, on subsequent viewings, you're gonna remember these and be like, oh, here comes the Oi, It's a Great Day or whatever, and here comes I can't remember the name of the one, but that Oi song was just killing
Oh, I
me.
have the name.
Boy, what a night.
And yeah,
Yeah,
and
you've got the
boy, what a night!
you got Jackass in a Can, and you got the Together when they do the Together song. Oh well, that was the Together song, and then
songs.
And then the Comedy Gold song.
And you think about a lot of musicals, there were so many produced. The ones that you remember, the ones that you talk about, like Music Man or Bye Bye Birdie, there's multiple songs that you know from that. Like you hear them and you go, oh yeah, that's Bye Bye Birdie.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what this is. I think they're doing that with a TV show here.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just when you said that, Oi, What a Night, that's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent song. That's really funny. That's well done.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the theme song that works.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And a couple other scenes that we didn't talk about that I loved were when the pirate and Gallivant were talking about Isabella, and he was like, seriously, the mouth breather? And he kept going, I don't get it. You just put, how hard is it? You just put the food in and you shut your mouth and you chew. And he's like, no, you don't understand. It's a medical condition. And he keeps defending her. And then he's like, finally he gets mad. He's like, call her mouth breather one more time.
Mouth breather.
Right.
And he went, mouth breather.
Yeah.
And they started put up swords. And guess what? Gallivant didn't have a sword. He had a rope.
Right. But
And
then he switched
them.
Yeah.
And he said, and he's like, and the pirate's like, how did you do that? And he said, I keep trying to tell everyone I'm not just the guy who eats the raisins.
Oh, I love that trail mix thing. By the end, present Isabella with the trail mix.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And when they accused him of eating all the raisins, and he's like, but it had walnuts, and Brazil nuts are just terrible.
They're disgusting or something. Gross. He says they're gross, which is so funny because not a medieval term, but really hysterical dialogue. And then when
what the hell, man?
When the King of Comedy, when he goes out to do his show.
The King of Comedy. Yes. That's funny.
Because you might be a peasant. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, the Jeff
If you have
Foxworthy
more
reference.
children than teeth, you might be a peasant.
Yeah, and he goes through it. He's like, oh, peasant jokes. And then he goes into it. Oh
so
my gosh.
funny.
And that,
Oh my god.
that Nat in Shining Armor was the worst joke
I didn't hear it.
of the whole show on purpose.
Yeah.
Just perfect placement. And she's like, please stop. And he goes, oh no, I love talking to you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's the worst.
And when he hit Gareth in the face with the pie, and then he's like, "Oh, she left. Let me have more pie." And Gareth looks at him like, "I am gonna rip."
All Gareth did was he pulled the sword out a little bit. And he goes, maybe someone else.
Yeah, but the look on his face was
it's great.
It's like
Once again,
10,000% done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once again, you got Vinnie Jones there, and I think Vinnie Jones has been hysterical in this.
Yeah.
Yes, he's been hysterical. Guess what? In the clip, in the beginning song.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, was hysterical about it.
I want to know.
They kept singing. What were they singing?
Oh,
they were singing like, and if you don't know what last week was, then you might be slow.
Yeah. Right.
And you might be slow.
Yeah, like if you forgot, or you might be slow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Oh my
So,
god.
any other highlights? Anything else you guys have?
Nope.
Oh, I think that's it. I just love the people's reaction to the ball at the same time. Like
Oh my
everyone
God.
got
Yeah.
there. It just turned into chaos like so quickly.
Well, and the way they were all depressed, and the king finally realizes, like, oh, you're not having fun, are you? That song was horrible.
It was
Dance till you
awful.
die.
And they're over there going, "We're so hungry." They're yelling out, "We're so hungry."
He realizes it. Oh, you're not having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. And then when he got him to yell out what they really thought, and he's like, "This is fun, isn't it? You're pompous. I am pompous. This is so me."
And you get that. You just fully got that he was like, "Oh my gosh, I've never thought about that before. You're right. I need to work on that." You know,
Yeah.
like it wasn't him going, like, I don't know. There's just something about him that,
Like I said, they defined the character, and they are sticking to it. He is, you could probably pick out the things like he's going to react this way because he is always going to have a juvenile outlook of this. He's always going to be egocentric and want to work on it. He doesn't get offended by these things,
Right.
really. Not really. There's a certain line it crosses where he's like, okay, kill him.
yeah,
And has no problem with that. So yeah, he's a really interesting character.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
We didn't
yeah.
get much of our cook this time, though.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Got the
tiny.
jester this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more Jester.
Steve
Don't call him a
McKenzie.
joker. Yeah, don't call him a joker.
'Cause that's offending.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't call him a clown, but people like clowns.
No,
See?
he said, but people are clowns. Like he was saying it like, no, that's actually a group of people. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so funny. And then last time we talked about like costumes and sets. It's still the same sets basically.
Same costumes on
yeah,
Atlanta.
Same costumes. Okay, I didn't know if there were any costumes that stood out. Nothing this
I don't
time,
think
huh?
So.
Other than the eunuch.
Yes.
The eunuch.
The eunuch.
Yes.
They're there.
Well, all right. They're there. Well, all right. I think I'm ready for the next episode. What about
I
you
am
guys?
Too.
Oh, I'm so ready.
Definitely. So we get two more nights.
Two more.
Oh,
Well,
I'll be
technically
sad
one
when
more.
it's done.
Now, Olivia,
Because tonight and then the next night.
that's two
two.
more.
So
Yeah.
technically.
Oh.
Olivia, are you the one that said that they were talking about doing a sequel, like doing it again next year and following King Richard as a kid?
Yeah, I looked it up on Google. It actually popped up. I was just doing like a general IMDb search and something had popped up. And I think people realized like what great ratings and what a great response the show was getting. And they said like they wanted to do a little bit more exploration. And they had mentioned that they wanted to bring in the arc of seeing Richard as a kid, which I would see that. Like I would sit down and watch that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Thing.
Yeah, I would watch that right now.
So
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that would be, well, I think you're going to have to wait a year because I'm sure they'll do the exact same thing. I mean, this is a good formula for them. It's just like with Marvel, how they have S.H.I.E.L.D., and then during this time they're doing Agent Carter. It's like they've got a really good formula set up now.
You're like, okay.
Definitely makes it more
Here's the next one.
like
Quick.
must-watch TV, you know?
It's
Oh, yeah,
Always
ABC
leave them wanting more.
Mhm.
That's what they said on the show.
What'd you say?
Always leave them wanting more.
Always leave them wanting more, yes.
Yes.
They
So-
are certainly doing that.
Yes, we are.
I think we should do the same thing.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to end it.
Please.
I'm going to end it. So you can find past episodes of this and all of our other podcasts at our website, which is
www.southgatemediagroup.com.
couple quick important things. One is we have a Patreon account now. If you go to that website, you can support us by clicking on Patreon and subscribing, basically. You can donate as much as $0.25 per episode or $1 million an episode. Wouldn't
Yes,
that be
please.
nice? It's only 4 episodes. I mean, come on. Somebody can afford it. But the other thing is we did split this off into its own show. So if you subscribe to Ever After, that's where a lot of people are hearing this, is on our Ever After feed. But we also have a feed just for Maybe Not the Worst Podcast Ever.
Yes.
So it's got its own show now, which is kind of fun.
Awesome.
You can find us on all the different platforms too, Stitcher and SoundCloud and all that stuff. Okay, social media. Find us on Facebook under Ever After Podcast. I guess we'll have to create one for this. By the time you hear this, it'll probably be up. You can also I tweet from Ever After Pod. Martha, you tweet from?
At SMG Pods.
And Olivia.
Oh, and my dad tweets for me.
Yes. And Olivia, you tweet from?
At Richards Olivia.
And Olivia is also a reviewer. You can find her reviews at showratings.tv, which is an awesome site where you can rate and review shows yourself. You can read great articles like the ones Olivia writes, and you can kind of get it's almost like Metacritic, but for fans. Is that a pretty accurate way to put it? Is that a pretty accurate way to put it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. People are tweeting us all the time and we're getting a lot of guest reviewers. And yeah, it's a great collaborative community to join in on.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. And one more thing about that, we have a number of people that write for that podcast for us. Whenever they do shows, it gets tweeted from their Twitter account. We tweet about their stuff. So it's just a great collective. So if you're a TV fan, there's a lot of mojo going on with show ratings and with us. So there you go. I think that's it. Molly, I know you have to end this thing. So are you ready?
Yep.
That's it, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Until next week, Gallivant.
Dun, dun, dun.
You did it again!
She's kind of like King Richard. She's
Dun,
still
dun,
not
dun.
funny.